What's up, everybody? My name is Kwa, and welcome to another LiveTALK COVID-19 series. This is our number 14 right now. And today's an exciting one. It kind of lives dear into my heart right now because we are one of the, well, for me, I'm one of the lucky ones that have survived through this pandemic as in this business world at the moment. And this show right now today is about that. It's about having this talk around what other businesses are doing and seeing their survival and having them give insight to the public around what are they doing to keep their business surviving, what they did to pivot, and what are they doing to be more impactful in the community. There's a lot of insight there. So with that, I want to get some house rules together. So make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're on the US Pack YouTube channel. We're on the K-Vibe TV YouTube channel. Make sure you're liking us on Facebook, sharing the content. It's not about just supporting us. It's about supporting the people that needs this type of information. And it's incredibly important that it's unfortunate that so many businesses that did not survive through this, but hopefully they could bounce back, think about a new business model, and come back into this new world of this just new crazy world at the moment. So with that, let's get started. So with us is Janice too, our new live talk moderator. Finally, you actually came on board. This is number 14, and you finally showed your face. But for those who don't know who Janice is a dear friend of mine. I've known Janice for years now. She's helped us, and the community and the US PAC and the chambers, on the back end. We went to China together, and she, she's like soldier, itinerary, getting it right there and making sure that we're on time and everything else. But Janice is amazing. I'm glad that she's here moderating. She deserves a lot of credit for just doing all this back end stuff and helping so many and thousands of different businesses, from buyers, suppliers, and just matching everybody up. Janice, thank you. I personally thank you a lot for just helping me out all the time. So, so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kwa, for introducing me to the Live Talk. And everyone, welcome to Live Talk today, How Small Business Excel COVID-19. Well, so 2020 has not been a very good year. Many small businesses are facing challenges left and right. We have seen small business owners trying to be nimble and creative to survive, to provide for their employees, and to keep their customers. So today we have 3 small business owners who will share with us about their experience during the COVID-19. So now, without further ado, I want to welcome our speakers today. So our first speaker is Rudy Mui, CEO of ApartmentDatacom. Let's roll a video.
Do you want access to apartment market and community-specific information that provides you the most reliable and comprehensive knowledge in the multifamily industry? Do you want to become more competitive and reach more prospects with floor plan pricing solutions? ApartmentData.com has provided continually updated market intelligence with our in-house call center since 1986. Our customers are major property management firms and their communities, along with investors, brokers, realtors, locators, and vendors. ApartmentData.com is your trusted source for analyzing and understanding current market conditions. These insights enable you to make the appropriate pricing decisions to maximize occupancy and to grow your business. Since 1986, ApartmentData.com has been recognized as the apartment industry expert by major property management firms, investors, and the press. Unlike other services, we directly contact each apartment community in our database every month.
Great. Rudy from Houston, Texas. Please tell us about yourself.
Great. Well, good afternoon, Janice. Thank you very much for welcoming me and the other CEOs today. As Janice said, my name is Rudy Moy. I'm the CEO of ApartmentData.com. I was born in Michigan, a product of Silicon Valley, where I had the fortunate opportunity to work all over the world and actually even live abroad, and now a citizen of Houston, Texas. My company, ApartmentData.com, collects information, as you saw in the video, on rental rates, occupancy, policies, pictures, and floor plans on over 17,000 properties, representing over 4.5 million units in 12 markets across 6 states in the southern United States. As shown in our video, our customers include investors, brokers, property management companies, and on-site apartment communities, apartment locators, and vendors. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Janice.
Thank you, Rudy. Now, let me welcome our next speaker, Sen Han, CEO of Universal Processing based in New York City. Let's roll a video.
We decided that the best thing to do, the most impact we could make, would be to deliver ammunition to the frontline healthcare workers, especially the ones in New York and also New Jersey.
Okay, hitting the road.
Thank you, Sen. That's a very inspiring video for community services you have done. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you, Janice, and thank U.S. PAC for having me on the show. I am a Generation 1.5 immigrant. I learned that from Janice a couple days ago. I thought I was Gen 1. And I've been a New Yorker since 1983. And I got educated here, K through 12. And I just felt that I needed to do something. And in the beginning, I learned the financial markets, working 7 years in multiple publicly traded companies, rising to the executive ranks. And I noticed that minority businesses, specifically minority immigrant businesses, were being dismissed. They were not being treated fairly. So I resigned and joined and, well, founded Universal Processing. Now, everybody asks me, my friends ask me, oh, what's Universal Processing? You guys are a processing company, right? And I say, we are. Are you like Square? Yes, we are. Are you like PayPal? Yes, we are. Do you guys do that Clover type of thing? Yeah, we do. We do all of that. We are a payments company, and we're full service. We handle everything soup to nuts, from equipment, software, everything. But what's the most important and what's the core of our business is that we're about people before profits. We do everything we can to nurture the small businesses nationwide. We have customers in all 50 states, over 20,000 business owners subscribe to our services, and we manage over $2 billion in revenue a year. More important than that, though, is that we want to service all customers as if they are big customers, big or small. And we provide service in their native language to provide comfort and support to them. And also, our professionals, we believe that we need to bring the American dream to as many people as possible. So we hire minority professionals, many of them out of school, and do everything we can to sponsor them, nurture them, and give them a shot at success. So that, in a nutshell, is Universal Processing.
Thank you, Sen. Now let me welcome our third speaker today, Usha Budapu, CEO and co-founder of Esolve from Austin, Texas. Let's roll the video.
Esolve Inc. is an IT solutions provider using next generation technologies. We've been in business from 2006.
What I like about Esolve is working with them is definitely the customer service and the feedback, making sure that we provide good solution for the customer.
Having these many years of experience in the HR space and using AI platform and mainly focusing on the culture and personality fit, we wanted to be a market leader in this space.
What they evolved into was a solutions company of IT solutions. And all of this journey along the way required several things that required the entire network of the SBA family to help them develop their strategy, their dream, their vision of where they're going to go as the next generation.
Great. Usha, tell us about yourself. Oh, you're on mute.
Thank you, Janice, and thank you, Mrs. Allen and Rena and Mark and the whole team of USBACC for this wonderful platform. We've been a long-term members of USBACC. So my name is Usha Budapu, and I'm the CEO and founder of Esolve Inc. IT Services and Solutions. Our headquarters is in Austin, Texas. We do IT services for City of Austin, State of Texas, and all federal agencies all over the United States. So we've been in business since 2006, and we have generated over 5,000 jobs and 1,876 contractors and over $90 million revenue to the United States. And myself and my co-founder, Sri Budapu, together with serial entrepreneurship and a series of innovations have generated over $140 million revenue to this country. So we are very fortunate to be in this platform right now to share our experience and our process of journey from 2006. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Usha. So that's a wrap of the introduction of our speaker. Now this is the most important part of our conversation today. More than 100,000 small businesses have closed down doors in the past several months. So we have our three speakers today. We want to ask them, what have you learned from COVID-19? And then what type of adjustment you have done to keep the door open, keep your business going? So for this very important conversation, I'm going to start with Scent. From the video, from Scent's introduction, we learned that Scent's company, Universal Processing, is providing payment solutions to shops, restaurants, retails. And as we all know, they are the people who get most hit in COVID-19. Every day in the news, I'll see, a restaurant in my neighborhood is closing down. That's just very heartbreaking. And then that affects Scent's clients a lot. So I want to ask Scent, what have you done to sail through the storm with your clients, with your team? Scent, the floor is yours.
Thank you. It wasn't easy, but the first thing we did was we circled the wagons. We looked to our people. I started with my executive team, checked in with each and every one of them, had conversations with them, then middle management, then all of the employees in the company, our family nationwide, and had one-to-one conversations to make sure everybody was okay, everybody was secure, and everybody had ample PPE to ride it out. That was step one. We then pivoted from a traditionally face-to-face consultancy where we would meet clients face-to-face and sign their business to a work-at-home type of business. And honestly, it wasn't very effective because of COVID and because we're centralized in our headquartered in New York City, the eye of the storm. We experienced huge drastic changes. So I said, you know what, let's pivot. Let's stop worrying about sales. Let's not even think about revenue. Let's set up a help desk to help these minority businesses, these minority business owners, some of them that aren't too legally savvy, that aren't paying attention to the news or downloading legal documents. Let's set up a help desk and help them apply for PPP and the EIDL programs and any other local and state government supplied programs or funding that we could get. And we literally pivoted the entire team to help thousands of business owners get on their feet, properly apply for the PPP and EIDL so they could be on a level playing field with the rest of American small businesses. And then lastly, as you saw in the video, we felt that we needed to do more. So I took it upon myself to import the masks from China, the N95 masks, despite what the US government officials said, or despite the policies they put into place. And I took weekly trips, 2 or 3 times a week sometimes, to supply the frontline healthcare workers of the tri-state area with masks.
Janice, you're muted.
Janice, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was on mute. So Sam, so I want to, tell you that the idea of a help desk for a small business to apply for a PPP and the loan program definitely demonstrate that you're in this together with your clients, with your colleagues. So that's a great idea. I really like that when I went to your website to learn more about you. And then now I want to turn the focus to Rudy, ApartmentDatacom. So ApartmentDatacom provide market intelligence to the multifamily property management company. So at the beginning of the COVID-19, Rudy told us, my customers are canceling my services. They think this is non-essential expenses. But he turned it around, and I was very curious how. So Rudy, can you tell us, what did you do?
Well, yes, thanks, Janice. Well, we could easily have been one of those statistics. And ultimately, we couldn't keep every one of our customers from canceling. But our sales team took the initiative to convince many of our customers that it was more important than ever to maintain their service level, and in many instances even upgraded their service to get more visibility into the changing market and to maintain their contact with apartment locators, who we have a special connection to. We had, in the last couple of months, just introduced a new product called the Competition Radar, which seemed ideal for this environment because it focused on monitoring changes in the marketplace. And when the bottom falls out, you kind of need to monitor changes. But probably, let's go back to March. So when the shutdown began, I knew that the staff was really anxious about 2 things. They were anxious about their health, and they were anxious about potential layoffs, because that was all we read in the news. It started in China, and then it was in Europe, and then in New York City, and then on the West Coast. So invariably, it was going to hit Houston. So I gathered the office staff together and told them that we were sending them home with their equipment, and that I had no intention of furloughing or laying off anyone on our team. But keeping everyone employed, however, was predicated on us keeping our customers happy and making sure that customers didn't continue to cancel. And at that time, we had reserves for about a month of payroll. So I asked them to make a promise with me that we would all do our jobs, and that if we did, we would be okay and to not worry. That I was responsible for making sure that we had enough cash to continue the business. And this is also why I'm doubly proud of them, that everyone took our promise to heart. Because during this period, I believe our productivity just skyrocketed, and the sales team was very creative and was so successful after sales fell for the first 3 months of the pandemic that we were able to set a revenue record in June. And across the company, every team pulled together. So hats off, and it's all about working together as a team to solve this problem. So thank you, Janice.
Well, that's great. I actually, when you say that your team, actually during the pandemic, they made the most sale even before the pandemic, compared to before the pandemic. That was very impressive when I hear that. I think everyone just, like you say, everyone do their job, everyone do their best, no matter what to us, in the life, we're going to take advantage of the situation and make sure we did our best. So now let me bring up our next speaker, Usha. Usha, we have heard good news about Esolve. Esolve has recently won an award as selected as the 2020 Minority Professional Service Firm of the Year by the Minority Business Development Agencies at the Department of Commerce. And this is actually a very tough climate, even for IT companies. Although the IT needs has been growing, but we have heard a lot of IT companies losing contract, losing seats. So what have you done right to keep your business growing and going? Would you share with us?
Thank you, Janice, and thank you for the wonderful news. And I literally have to thank Mrs. Allen and Rena and USBCC team. In the beginning of the year, I think we already have started with first quarter with 3 national honors. So we were all bumped up with energy, and we've already planned to acquire a new company, which is 17 years old company with a national honor, to add as part of Esolve Inc, which is 13 years plus and 17 years, or combined 30 years plus of experience. So we were going through merger and acquisition, and it was more challenging for us because in March, we got to hear about COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 health crisis has hit every organization in every industry, but we are able to shift our focus and pivot our business model. And our teams have been very well trained on USA Emerging Leaders program in 2018. And we have very clear set vision and mission and our goals for the next 3 years. So we've been very clear what are the revenues that we are going to achieve, as well as what kind of goals we are planning. That has really helped us. And secondly, on our product division, we've been trained on the lean business model with National Science Foundation, ICOPS regional certified. And that also has helped us, like what customer needs is what we need to provide them. So that has really helped us in pivoting the situation. And I really have to thank my teams, because we were doing multitasking. One side, we were trying to make sure that our payrolls has enough funding. So we were processing on PPP loans and EIDL loans. And on the other side, we've been attempting a lot of government bids. So, and I still remember 24 hours at a stretch, we have done one government bid. Hats off to my team. And I'm so proud. We didn't sleep, but the next 2 days I told them to take off and relax. And then, and by the end of the second quarter, we won several state of Texas government bids, as well as a federal contract. It was a very aha moment for us. And then we didn't see backwards. So I feel like my team is my strength, because we have very trusted partners. And with our teamwork, we always have transformed our clients with digital excellence, with 4 things which we believe is having a right mindset of team with good culture and right partners. We do have wonderful partners that we always seek help from. And then we focus on the next generation technologies, artificial intelligence and machine learning solutions. So the mix of all the 4 pillars is what we have been able to sustain, and we've been able to win a lot of contracts. Thank you.
So I think team spirit and also being innovative and work relentlessly is your strategy during this COVID-19 time, for sure. Yeah. So now, finally, if you look back the past 5 months, since March, we entered this COVID-19 crisis mode, the whole nation, and you are business owners, you are also a father, mother, husband, wife, community leader. You wear many hats. Do you have any advice to share with our audience and viewers today? Considering the past 5 months, this experience, I think this time we'll start with Rudy first. Rudy, what would be your advice?
Well, certainly these are unprecedented times. I don't think anybody could have planned or trained for this. But I think my key words are to be flexible, to be patient, to foster teamwork, whether that's in the office or at home or with friends, and to be creative are the keys to survival. Somehow we'll all get through this, but we just can't give up, and we need to help keep each other motivated. One thing I did tell my team was that although we couldn't control the external situation, we could control our reaction to it. And our actions will define who we are. And that my bet is that we will become stronger as a result of it. There's an old saying that, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I believe that as a company, we will be much stronger and more resilient because of this COVID-19 experience. And in this very short amount of time since March, we've achieved more changes and more ways of doing business than we ever thought possible. Under normal times, it would have taken us years to do that. But we've accomplished it because we had to. And so I think those are the watchwords, that we have to be flexible, we have to be patient, we have to team with people that want to work with us, and be creative to survive. And I wish everyone in the audience, I wish my fellow speakers, everyone their own success as we get through the COVID-19 experience. So thank you, Janice.
Yeah, Rudy, I feel you're very zen when you speak about your experience. Like I can feel the zen vibe coming from your background. But right, so but that's impressive, and I agree with you. What your action really will define. And COVID-19 does turn everyone, business owners or not, being very creative to solve the problems, because we have to. Nobody has faced this before. So now I want to ask Usha, how about you? What would be your advice?
My advice is, Esolve It is a pledge 1% company. So when I was writing my business plan, so I made sure that social responsibility is one of the very core value that went in very deep inside me, and diversity and inclusion. So I've started working on taking initiatives to mentor. So I have mentored in 2018 as part of State of Texas Mentor Prodigy Program, service disabled veteran-owned women. And then recently we have partnered and teamed together to bid a $20 billion project. So teaming, helping became a core part of my goal. And not only that, so I've started working with UT Austin MIS undergrad students to make use of this Mentor Prodigy program, so Esolve It EDU. And there were late nights I went and met these UT students and started working on this program as software, so I can mentor as many entrepreneurs that need my help, because it took 23 years for me and going through lots of challenges to come to this phase. And I feel like my time, my experience, my strategies are definitely needed for aspiring entrepreneurs that are starting and that needs help on hiring strategies, that need help on sustainable business processes and SOPs. And I'm very fortunate. My success story is because of diverse mentors, and I would like to thank my mentors, Joe Harper from SBDC, Executive Director, and Celia Bell from SCORE, and USA Emerging Leaders, my coach Albert Brown, Eric Spencer. And what I've learned during my journey is what matters is long-term relationships and learning from every person, thinking positive, what we can learn from them, how we can shape ourselves to be better humans, how we can give back to the community. So we foster over 25 nonprofits, and it became a culture. And last year, I myself have spent over 300 hours in serving several nonprofits. And then during the pandemic COVID-19 situation, I have personally called during weekends my friends and single moms, including including lot of personal care businesses that they don't even know that government is providing a lot of help. So I have personally called them and then helped them. And my goal is to mentor as many businesses as I can. So that became a part of my life. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember we had a conversation with you about mentoring, helping the up and coming small business, and it's just very wonderful because you remember where you drink the water from, where the sources come from. Now you're helping more people, and I hope your mentors are watching this program right now, so they can know that how wonderful impact they've done, and then now you're helping more small business to get through COVID-19. And Sant, what would be your advice, for us? Yeah, you definitely have the 1.5 generation background, and I'm very curious about your view and your advice. Yeah.
Well, as you know, we had a thought-provoking conversation before this panel, so I felt that I wanted to take this time to address a topic that not many Asian American immigrant business owners wanted to address or dared to address. So you know what? Let me have at it. I want to talk about why we should reject the label of model minority. All my life, since arriving here in 1983, Asians have all been referred to as the model minority in America. And growing up, being bullied, being assaulted, being ridiculed, laughed at for my slanty eyes and other features, teased for my anatomy, assaulted just for being different. You go and you report and you try to tell somebody, tell your teachers, tell your parents, toughen up, deal with it. That's how we're treated. Even when we go home to our parents, it's like, you know what? That's just the way it is, son. And that's the reality that a lot of Asian American immigrants dealt with. These 37 years, even just recently, you see race riots, looting, protests, but you never see Asian Americans involved in any sorts of social chaos. What we get in return is, oh, you Asians are so well-mannered, so peaceful, so docile. You're the model minority. Now, COVID as an Asian American. When COVID first started, Asian Americans were laughed at for wearing masks, but we knew what was coming. We had experienced pandemics, or our family from the old world experienced pandemics of SARS and MERS. Moving forward to my efforts here, running Universal Processing as an essential business, here I am holding up a company with triple-digit employees, 5 figures of clients, trying to just hold the dam back, hold the flood of COVID back. And I'm just walking on the street of 38th Street and 5th Avenue, and I get called a chink. I'm like, whoa, that's an oldie but goodie. Is that coming back in style? Now, meanwhile, there are Asian doctors, Asian nurses out in the front lines fighting this thing, keeping all members of this country safe, keeping us healthy. We have Asian business owners running the supermarkets, the grocery stores, the liquor stores, and other essential businesses. And you've got fintech companies like ours holding them up, giving them the technology to get by. Pay at the table technology, e-commerce technology, anything just to get a restaurant running, even if it's on the street. I encourage all Asian business owners to look back, to keep doing what they're doing to support the economy, to look at Taiwan, Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan, even China, and see how they're doing, because they took their old world values of community and helping one another. So, there you have it. In closing, I just wanted to encourage all business owners out there to reject the label of model minority. I am not a model minority. I am a model for humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. That's definitely a very powerful advice. I think we have seen a lot during the COVID-19, and what I definitely want to urge is respect your fellow Americans, We're all in this together. We have to get through together. No matter which ethnicity you are, we're in this. So coming to the end, I want to thank everyone for this very motivating conversation. Let's close by reminding ourselves, small businesses are the backbones of our community. And today, Rudy from ApartmentDatacom, Usha from Esolve Inc, and Sen from Universal Processing definitely demonstrate how small business continue to excel and provide strength to the community. I want to thank you for your time, your advice, and your support to this LiveTALK program. Thank you. In the meanwhile, thank you for our, thank you. In the meanwhile, I want to thank our audience for tuning in. Please tell us how you think about the program, leave us a message, or email us. At the same time, our next live talk is coming up on August 31st. E pluribus unum. Out of many, one. And I will encourage you, don't miss this live talk on August 31st. Tune in and we will see you soon. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Bye.
You are the summer